Welcome to a new episode of Coptic Civilization. I'm Michael Saad. Our topic today is on the forthcoming Pharaohs Festival in Santa Monica, California, which will occur from Friday 30th of August to Sunday the 1st of September this year, 2013. And our guest today is Mr. Cherif Youssef, one of the leading organizers of the event. Welcome, Cherif.
Thank you, Dr. Saad.
Thank you for accepting our invitation to come and talk with us about this outstanding festival that has been happening for the third year, right?
Correct.
And it happens in Santa Monica, California, and it's fascinating. Please tell us the objectives of the festival.
First, thank you for inviting us to speak about this festival. And as you mentioned, this is our third year. And we've learned a lot in the first 2 years. And this year's festival is very similar to the last 2 years, and it's focused on multiple goals and objectives that we're trying to accomplish. The first one is a spiritual objective. And spiritual, I mean, we're using the festival because, as you mentioned, it's in Santa Monica, and the Church of St. Peter and St. Paul is located in Santa Monica in a very, very public area. But the church building doesn't have a big profile on a major street. It's a very low facade, just, basically a door and a cross. It doesn't have big domes. It doesn't have the typical church look. So a lot of people walk by, don't know the church exists, even though we've been in the community for probably 20 years plus. So our goal is to be able to hold a public event in a very major fairway, which is the promenade, the 3rd Street Promenade. I think many of the audience probably is familiar with the 3rd Street Promenade. It's a very popular place in Santa Monica. And we will hold a block to hold our event, and I will provide more details about that a little later. So the spiritual objective is to get the public to know about the church, our community services in Santa Monica, because our youth is very involved with a lot of activities related to helping the homeless and also with a lot of tutoring program, among others. It's also important that we want to educate the public about the Christians, Christian Egyptians, the Copts. There's a lot of new information about the Egyptians in the news today. Some of them are good, some are not so good. And this is our opportunity to educate the public about who we are as Coptic Christians. Our second objective is social. It's important for the congregation to work together as a project. It's a 3 days, it's a full day. We have like 35 different activities that's taking place at the same time and require every single person in the congregation and others from other churches to participate, to plan, and to also implement this festival. The third goal or objective is cultural. As you saw from the name, Pharaohs Festival, it's a cultural event to educate the public about Egyptian pharaonic culture, Egyptian food, and Egyptian activities. So we will attempt to achieve that as well. Our fourth objective is national. Unfortunately, the news recently is not very positive about what's happening in Egypt. And we, as Egyptian Americans living in the United States, we have an opportunity to set the record straight, kind of thing. Right. In addition to educating them about the Christian Egyptians that live in the United States, we have also an opportunity to educate them about the American Egyptian that lives here and the success that they have in living in this country, and be able to offer a lot of activities and representing us in a very good and positive way. Finally, it's a financial objective. Because the church is located in a very high rent district, they have a lot of loans and a lot of expenses to maintain the facilities. And we are hoping and praying that we will be able to raise some money out of this to be dedicated to the activities.
So the location of the festival is a few blocks from the church.
Correct.
On City Street, on 3rd Street?
Yes, actually, if you look at your screen right now, this is a map of where the church is located, which is, as you mentioned, Dr. Saad, it's on 4th Street in Arizona. And the festival is on 3rd Street in Arizona, between Arizona and Santa Monica. So it's only a block away. So that's the beauty, is we have such a major facility near the church, because, as you know, our church does not have any outdoor facilities at all. We only have 5 parking spaces. So unlike other churches, they have the facilities to hold the festival on the church ground. The church at St. Peter and St. Paul doesn't have that opportunity, but you know, God prepared the promenade, being close to the promenade, to be able to hold that event at such a very popular spot.
It's amazing. You have a booth layout on a city street where non-Copts just walk through and discover what's being Egyptian, because as the flyer says, it's a Pharaohs Festival. So Pharaohs Festival, it's Egyptianness of the Copts. So actually you are preaching Egyptian identity, Egyptian history, Egyptian civilization, 5,000 or 7,000 years of civilization presented on a city street to the public. So how is the daily attendance has been in the last 2-3 years, or expected this year, in terms of people walking around, visiting the booth that you have?
We have 2 factors that is actually working in our favor. The promenade attracts 40,000 visitors every day.
40,000?
40,000.
In 3 days?
In each day.
And actually, these 40,000 people may not ever hear the word Copt in their life, except they were walking in that city street and stumbled on your booth.
Most likely, yes.
Wow. On your many booths.
Absolutely.
You have like, how many booths
we
you
have
this
35.
Year?
This year we have 35.
35 booths. What they are composed of?
There are a lot of things about the booth. There are food, of course, typically. We have cultural. We have children's activity, we have entertainment, we have pharaonic items. So we have a great variety of things that's taking place throughout the 3 days. You mentioned the promenade. In addition to the fact that we have 40,000 participants every day, also it's on Labor Day weekend. So that's also may attract additional visitors, because we have a lot of visitors in Los Angeles during that period as well.
So actually the invitation is for all Copts or non-Copts. Bring your family and friends and neighbors and colleagues in the office. Bring them to Santa Monica, make an appointment, go from one booth to another, one booth for food, several booths for food, of course, and several booths for books and artifacts and paintings and statues from ancient Egypt, from Coptic Egypt, all along city streets for 1 block, and enjoy yourself a day for the whole family. Besides, even if you are not living in Los Angeles area, come to Los Angeles Airport, the LAX. It's only 10 miles from there, using public transportation or rent a car. But anyway, take a cab. It's only $40, less than $40
That's very
from
close.
LAX to this location.
Yeah.
Tell them 3rd Street, Santa Monica. That will get you there. And enjoy yourself for a whole day. And if you cannot come, copy this idea and make it in your own local church around America, around Australia, around Europe, in Egypt, or elsewhere. Of course, Egypt is a tough call now, but this is an excellent idea. How much money you expect to raise in this event, and what you are paying for? The church has a big loan, $1 million or
Correct,
more.
several $1 million loan.
In loan, and you want to pay off that loan, and this is 300 people working together.
Correct. Well, we hope this festival will pay off the loan, but obviously it may not.
Yeah.
But we expect our target to be, in the $50,000 to $100,000 range, because there's a lot of item has been donated to the church and to the festival. So we hope the profit is 100%, and all the proceeds will go to the church. One thing I'd like to add to what you said, Doctor, is the parking.
Yes.
It's actually very important that there's a lot of parking, city parking, and it's only half a block away. The promenade is on 3rd Street between Arizona and Santa Monica, but the parking is on 4th, either on 4th Street or 2nd Street. So it's only 1 block away. You have plenty of public parking available and convenient.
Right. So there is no problem with parking. I go there all the time. Even the first 2 hours are for free, I think, on certain times.
On Sundays before noon.
Yeah.
Yes.
So don't worry about parking. Go there. Don't miss it. It's 1 time a year. And this is where you help the church pay its loan, but also you gain a whole lot. You are going to go back home with so many meaningful treasures back home with you, let alone your children will be immersed in an Egyptian environment for 1 or 2 or 3 days. I want to ask to tell you my impression, Cherif, is that when you organize an event with 300 people, you are not preserving civilization only. You are actually creating civilization. Because when you organize for 300 people, volunteers, this is how they built the pyramids. Because that's your primary resource, is human resource. And to organize 300 people, volunteers, to do something and sacrifice their time and money and energy, and you are organizing a community, you are building a community of volunteers who, in this festival, they collaborate. In a month, they collaborate in something else, and all for good. It is not by the sword we will do something. It is by our service and ministry. And this is Christian, washing of feet. We are building community. We are building charity. We are building faith, hope, and love. We are collaborating, and that's great civilization.
You said it very well, Doctor. It's a collaboration of everyone, all the volunteers, all the servants, to put this event together. They've been working for close to a year, since the last festival, in organizing this and trying to improve on it, and as well as to try to coordinate additional activities. Earlier, you mentioned the kids and the participation of the kids.
Yes.
And I'd like to share with you a letter a mother wrote about her 2 children that participated in last year's festival. And it might appear on the screen as I'm reading it. And I'm going to read it word for word because it's actually excellent. And there's several points that this mother has made.
About her own son.
Her own 2 children.
2 children as volunteers in the previous festivals. Oh, wow. I'm very curious to hear what you are going to say.
They are aged, I would guess, 13 or 14. So let me read to you, and I think it's important to hear her words, not mine.
Okay.
Last year, my boys, Michael and Luke, volunteered at the festival popcorn stand for about 3 hours. At first, I was very skeptical about the festivals because it took so much work, and I thought the boys were too young to work. It was a lot of work, but the joy the kids felt was priceless. They were so proud of themselves, of taking part of the festival, that they told all their teachers and friends at school the next day. For the first time ever, they felt they were part of the Coptic community and took pride in that. For years, We have been diligent in taking them to Mass every week, but they have always felt that it was our community and not theirs. They felt like they did not belong fully. The festival changed that totally. The youth need to be involved in the projects like that, so they belong to our Orthodox Church and be proud of it and raise their children in it. We believe the festival was improved a lot last year, and there's a lot of effort to do even better this year. I'm totally for it. This is our opinion as parents, as members of the St. Peter and St. Paul Church. Proud mother.
Yeah, I'm so touched. I'm so touched because occasionally I and the other parents do the fatal mistake of shielding our children from ministry, from serving in the church if it involves hard labor. And of course, hard labor is in the eyes of the beholder, the meaning of the word hard labor. But these two young men volunteered and worked hard for weeks perhaps and the 3 days of the festival, and they changed to the better. And that change is both spiritual and civilization, and it actually strengthened by one order of magnitude the relationship to the community, as the mother attests to.
And their sense of community, as the mother said, they felt they are part of this church. This is not their parents' church. This is their church. They are part of it. They're contributing to the church, and they're involved in the church activities. That's a huge objective and goal that the festival was able to achieve last year, and hopefully this year as well.
Yeah, the young people see that their parents or the adults are good organizers, and they subscribe to that, and they volunteer with great spirit. And I see young people doing miracles in the church in many fields. Music, deacons, sometimes they wash the floor, sometimes they do miracles as a volunteers. When they feel I'm part of it, I'm invited, I'm needed. Great. In this year program, what's new that I see your festival upgrading every year a little. So what's new this year compared to last two festivals?
The first festival 2 years ago, we only had like 9 tents, and it was for 2 days. Last year we had, I believe, 19 or 20 tents, but it was still only for 2 days. This year, not only we're holding the festival for 3 days, but also we have 35 different booths. And think of a booth as a 10 by 10 tent. Each booth has a function. So we may have selling pharaonic item in one booth, sell barbecue items in the second booth, sell falafel and other veggie in another booth, and so on. So each one of those require tremendous preparation, not just for the food preparation, but also preparing the food on site and serving it, and be able to serve all the customers. Everything on site, all the material has to be brought in to the festival, to the promenade. So there's a lot of logistics to bring all this from the church and from homes, people's home, that preparing these food to the promenade. The new item this year is we have children activities, which is new. We have we have additional entertainment, more than we had last year. We will have several additional food items than we had last year. So there's quite a variety for everyone, and hopefully everyone will come and enjoy. I have some pictures that from last year that kind of talk about some of the items we mentioned earlier in terms of the participation of everyone and the sense of service that they felt, and how they felt good about being part of this activity. So if I may just switch and to be able to show, this is our flyer, and as you can see, the flyers really represent various themes. First of all, it's pharaonic. It talks about our name. It talks about the symbol of the key of life. It shows the date, the time, the location.
Like what? What they can buy?
The first few pictures are the people that prepare the food. So there's several pictures on that. And then there are several pictures on the participation of the various people involved, not just in preparation of the food, but also being at the booth, selling the products, and interacting with everyone. Also have several several pictures about the various function and various booth activities. So you get a chance to see the photo booth, the bazaar booth, the
Pharaohs.
The Pharaohs booth, and so on. So,
and I see also music. Do you?
Yes.
What kind of music do you play?
Well, we hope to have a variety of entertainment, very appropriate to our tradition. So it will be entertaining, light, and fun. We also have a trivia game about pharaonic information with prizes. So it will be scheduled throughout the 3 days.
So it's on 3rd Street in Santa Monica from Friday, the 30th of August to Sunday, the 1st of September, 3 days coming. And now I would like to participate, to help, to volunteer. Whom I should contact and what is expected of kinds of volunteers?
The number one objective is, or hope, that you inform everyone that, first of all, that you come with your family, your friends, your relatives, with especially non-American. It's very important that we invite our American friend, meant non-Christian, non-Egyptian. Inform them about the festival and the location. Second is make sure you encourage everyone to not only to come, but also try to participate. And we have a website and we have an email address that it will be shown on the screen that you can contact. Take a look at our website that has all the details about the event, and also the email address in case you would like to volunteer to participate either in the preparation before the festival or during the festival time. You can donate, and when I say donate, it does not mean only financial donation, because it's a fundraising after all. But you can donate your time, you can donate your items, you can donate products that you have at home, pharaonic or other gift items that you have it at home that you don't need or don't use, and it's in good condition, that we will be able to sell to the public.
So shall I bring these items to St. Peter and Paul Church on Sunday?
Absolutely.
Or earlier?
Anytime before the festival, of course, because we want to make
sure.
Or
bring it to the festival?
We prefer before, because we need to price it, make sure it's acceptable, make sure it fits with the other stuff. Because during the festival it becomes very hectic.
Right. Yeah.
So any time before would be any time before the festival.
And if I may read the website, it's www.pharaohsfestival.com. And if you like to send an email, send it to pharaohsfestival, one word, @gmail.com. It will show on the screen. And any more volunteer kinds of volunteer efforts is needed?
Of course, I mentioned earlier, we need, it takes about 300 volunteers to hold this event. Everyone is always welcome to come and to help us. We can always use an additional hand. So everyone is welcome to do so.
Can I just pray for the festival? If I live in New York and I cannot attend, may I just pray for it?
Absolutely. That's frankly, without the prayer and the support we're getting from our priests, Abuna Bulus and Abuna Isaac, and their support of the church and his prayers and everyone's prayer for the success, and more importantly, for everyone to have fun as well.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cherif Youssef, for enlightening us about this program, Pharaohs Festival in Santa Monica, California, from Friday the 30th of August to September the 1st, Sunday. And we are, thank you for accepting my invitation to be my guest today at Coptic Civilization.
Thank you, Doctor. Appreciate being here.
And we wish you all success and blessings and God's providence to make the festival successful in every way. Thank you, our dear viewers, for watching us. This has been Coptic Civilization. I'm Michael Saad.